Support running. This is probably the most common way to poach a try in rugby. The idea is that as soon as you see a teammate make a line break, you rush up in order to get an offload or a pass out of them, and then take the glory of being the one to touch the ball down over the line. To demonstrate how to make the most out of this situation, let's take a look back at this counter-attack play by Scotland against Romania in the 2011 Rugby World Cup and see where the play goes wrong. This is what not to do in rugby.
Acolo, Tonița, am senzația, sau Cristi Petre.
Totuși a fost cea mai frumoasă acțiune a noastră din prima repriză, cred că a fost înainte
acum
aici.
trebuie să ne apărăm la această fază, pentru că iată, scoțienii au declanșat contraatacul, 2 contra 1 la această fază. Mingea ajunge la Chris Patterson, este înainte.
Să ne repliem și să dăm un placaj în două.
As you can see, that was pretty tragic. Breaking down the counter-attack, we can see two key issues with the play and why it didn't end in a Scottish try. After getting lucky with an almost intercepted pass from Simon Danieli, Max Evans makes a line break. He runs it up over the halfway line and commits to Romanian fullback Iulian Dumitrius before passing it back to Danieli. At this point, it's an open pitch for Danieli, only having to worry about winger Madeleine Lemnaru coming across to stop him. This is where the first key error comes in. Danieli decides that he wants to cut inside and neglects the space that's still available to him. The other problem is that his support runner, Chris Patterson, isn't making himself available for any pass or offload. When you have this much open space as a support runner, you should never cut back inside unless the ball carrier runs too close to the sideline. This isn't the case to start off with. If Patterson holds his line here and drifts slightly towards the right, then he's in at the corner flag and probably has time to run it under the posts. Patterson's other option is that as soon as both Scottish players run inside, he can drift left and receive an easy run-in between the sticks. He doesn't do this, instead running behind Danieli and not making himself an option until it's far too late. Even if the pass isn't forward, Patterson still gets taken out by two Romanian defenders rushing back, and the chance is missed. The moral of the story is that you can't be indecisive when picking a running line. Danieli's premature cutback inside certainly doesn't help, but Patterson has to hold his line. This was an easy 5-pointer turned into a complete mess. Neither Scottish player looks to be running faster than third gear despite the space given to them. They should be herring it up the park, looking to put the game to bed as quickly as possible. It's basic schoolboy rugby, and yet neither player has a clue on what they're doing. Let's compare that to this try for George Horne against Russia 8 years later. The support runners hold their line and force the ball carrier, Darcy Graham, to change his direction in order to give the pass away. That's what you should do. Let the player in possession spot where his teammates are, and then wait for them to pass it back to you. I have no doubt that Patterson would have scored this if he'd held his line and wait for Danieli to give it. Actually, I do. This is 2011 Scotland we're talking about here.